we now are going to look at the extraordinary D minor invention by J.S. Bach. And this is video 19, by the way. And what we're going to do here is look at the fingering for the first few measures and practice that for a little bit, because it's a little bit of an unusual fingering, even though it's very comfortable to play. So let's look at the first two measures of the piece and walk through those slowly. So we're going to start out, the key of the piece is obviously D minor. We're going to start out with the second finger in the right hand playing the theme, and we're going to walk up a D minor scale. So it's going to be the second finger on D, the first finger on E, the second finger goes under then and plays the F, and then the G with the third, A with the fourth finger, and B flat with the fifth finger. And you might notice that I am moving my wrist a little bit so that I can comfortably play the B flat, which is a black key on the piano. So while we're doing that, we're going to keep our thumb kind of spread out here, the right hand thumb here, so that we can reach the C sharp. As we're going up, we're going to stretch down so that we're already in position for the C sharp. So here goes. It looks like this: 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. See how once I'm at the B flat here with my fifth finger, I'm already in position for the C sharp. I'll play it once or twice more, and this time I'll say the letters: D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C sharp. See, that preparing for that C sharp down there. And one more time. Here we go. D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C sharp. Now, for measure 2, since we're already up at B flat from the final note of the first measure, we're going to stay there, and we're going to play the C sharp on the downbeat, and then we just play the B flat and walk down. But we may need to tilt our, sort of slant our wrist rather than playing straight here, parallel to the piano here with our wrist. We're going to need to tilt it a little bit so that the shape of the motion fits the shape of our hands a little bit. And this is something you'll just have to figure out exactly for yourself in terms of the angle of your wrist. So here we go, C sharp, then that little wrist swivel here, B flat, A, G, F, E. So the whole motion for the first, well, let me play that one more time. Measure 2, C sharp, then change the angle of the wrist slightly. B flat, A, G, F, E. So all together it will be like this. I'll play it one time and then so now I'll talk a little bit while I'm playing. So D, E, F, G, A, B flat, moving the wrist, then down to C sharp, then back up to B flat, A, G, F, E. One more time without talking. Now in the right hand, the next two measures will be staccato, and these will have a little bounce or a little snap on the keys. And you can have fun with that depending on the expression you want in the piece. They can be or more snappy. These are just two examples of many possibilities for a staccato sound on the piano. Okay, so let's look at the third measure for the left hand. And in the left hand, we are going to have some similar ideas as we had in the right hand, just similar concept, just different fingering. So here we go, fifth finger walking up from D up to the B flat. The B flat is going to be with the second finger. This way we don't have to do any crazy hand shifts. So it's, see how that works? Just right over the thumb with the second finger. Now you may have noticed that my fifth finger was kind of shooting out here. It's already going to prepare for that C sharp, like that C sharp B flat. I'm exaggerating the tone for effect so you can hear it. So here's one more time. I'll play the first measure to the downbeat of the second measure, and you'll see and hear the preparation for the C sharp, that fellow. Well, I actually played one extra note for you. So what's going to happen in the fourth measure is that we'll play the C sharp and then right back to the B flat with the second finger. So you're prepared for both, and then you're just going to walk down the scale. One more time for both measures 3 and measures 4. Okay, let's move on to measures 19. And we're going to talk about a trill. And a trill, or this is a written out trill. Trills can also just be more extemporaneous. That is, they can be, they're maybe not, they just suggested the duration of the trill, but the speed of the trill may vary depending on performance to performance. And so this, but for the sake of ease for this book, I wrote the trill out. Although once you learn the piece, you may play the trill at different speeds or rates. So the technique for the trill is basically like some of the techniques we've gone over already in the book, where you're going to use a little bit of a wrist motion, a rocking back and forth of the wrist, as well as a motion in the fingers. And you may need both of those motions, that is to say, this subtle wrist motion and a movement in the fingers together to make a trill work well. Otherwise, the various muscle groups in the hand and the arm will get tired. This way you're using some of the momentum of this wrist motion, like that, and you're also getting this up-down motion, which is over time is not such a strong, or is not a motion that most pianists have a lot of endurance for over many minutes, I would say. So here we go. You're just going to set up on the D above middle C and play D and C and kind of rock back and forth, all the while moving your fingers up and down, your third and second fingers up and down. Now we have a similar idea in measure 30, and you've got an F and an E here, and you can just use the second finger and the third finger for this figure. And again, it's just this motion of moving back and forth with the wrist and up and down with the fingers.